Hello, gorgeous. My name is Jessica Angeleri, and today we are speaking about loving yourself through your delicious yoni. And I'm going to share with you 6 ways that you can start developing your loving relationship with your yoni. Now, your yoni or your vagina, your pussy is the portal to your womanhood and everything that exists within you. This is where everything all begins when it comes to self-development, self-discovery, and really tapping into your divine feminine energy. Now, yoni is translated from Sanskrit as the sacred temple. And she refers to your vulva, your vagina, your whole womb space. And if we really understood how much power and life-giving energy this sacred gateway really holds, then I believe that we women wouldn't be feeling so much shame or so much separation or disconnection from the body and from the yoni like we are in modern society. She is such an incredible gift that we have. She is the portal to your life-giving energy. Now, due to its power, I have a real thing about not saying the word yoni or saying the word pussy and really reclaiming her as our power, only referring her or out these body parts as lady private parts. She's so much more than that. Our vagina is this place of giving and receiving physically and energetically. And a lot of the times when we come in contact with her, it's often not with tenderness and with love. And the emotional connection with her is also lost because we don't see it as important, or we don't see her as important. So why is it that we still carry these taboos around the vagina? Or that it is so hard for us to even speak about it or even say the word vagina, let alone look at her? And do you know what saddens and surprises me is that when I try and do some research on the yoni or vagina and look for beautiful images of her, I'm left to find articles that discuss how to please a man, that she is just there for the purpose of pleasing another. And additionally, we live in a society that encourage us to loathe our bodies and our curves and our vagina. And we're encouraged to find all the imperfections. And then on top of that, we all have to feel afraid of our vulva, of our vagina and what she has to offer us. And so we just dismiss her. We think it's disgusting. We shame other women as well who might even speak about it. And it really breaks my heart. We are also fed these ideas of how the vagina is supposed to look. And if it isn't tight, then there must be something wrong with us. And while I completely support women choosing their own path with their bodies and doing what they feel is necessary to find self-acceptance and peace, I do want all of you women watching this to know that there is another way. And we need to stop being afraid of this very source of our own power and pleasure. Yes, your yoni, your vulva is your source of pleasure. I mean, how amazing is that? And yet we seem to be quite afraid of it. I feel deep down, though, that women are desiring to connect with her or wanting to know more about her, which I love, but maybe we do feel the shame. We carry that shame to do that. So I also am extending out my compassion to all the women who do feel that shame or do feel that fear. If every woman connected with her yoni and had this loving relationship with her yoni, I believe that we would see women trusting their power to create, to listen to their intuition, to know her natural magnetism and her radiance. And I believe that we would see women never settle for less in a relationship. She would know that her sexuality is sacred and it's a sacred act for manifestation. She would have more love and compassion for herself and then especially for other women as well. So I'm here today to share with you 6 steps to start loving your Yoni, to start developing that loving relationship with her, and better yet, to start loving your entire self exactly as it is. It's my passion to teach women how to step into their feminine juice, their feminine power, and experience radical, wholesome self-acceptance and love for herself, for yourself. And we can do that through the Yoni. This journey is a process of loving yourself through loving your Yoni. Now, I do have another episode that I have done about reclaiming your femininity through your Yoni power. So make sure you check that out. Now, sister, let's dive into it. We are going to start diving into the 6 steps to really start loving your Yoni. And the first one is to look at your Yoni. And if you have never looked at your vagina or the thought of it brings up a lot of resistance, do know that you are not alone. Many women that I have worked with have never actually looked at their yoni. So it's more common than we realize. Most women, as I mentioned, carry a lot of shame for how her body looks as well as how her yoni looks. And because there has been such great shame around her, we do feel that resistance to really look below the mind, to look below the heart and down into the vagina. And this is why the first step is to truly to get to know what she looks like without any judgment. The only way we can fully come into full acceptance, to fully love and know ourselves, is if we come to know ourselves naked. And that means really start knowing every inch, every corner of your yoni. We have to start knowing her or treating her like our best friend by really looking at her and getting to know her, her colors, everything, her shape. This is how we can start really developing this love relationship with her. And in this way, we start reclaiming our truth and stepping into our power. And we can start this journey of connecting with her by cupping her, even before looking at her, cupping her. So that means holding your skin, so touching her, cupping her with your skin, and just really feeling her texture. And this is such a beautiful place to begin. If just looking at her feels a little bit scary to begin with, and then slowly you can start getting used to seeing her with your mirror, with a hand mirror. Now, this, as I said, doesn't come easy for a lot of women, especially if we've never had this relationship with her before. And this is why I've dedicated a whole module inside Feminine Remembrance, Come Home to Yourself, the 10-week group program, where we really come into knowing her and loving the yoni through sacred ritual. We dive into some sacred gazing, which is an ancient practice to really know her and connect with her. And then we actually move into a yoni massage to start releasing any tension, releasing any blocks, and at the same time to start feeling into that pleasure that she provides us. Now, the reason we dive into such sacred ritual and we connect with her through our gaze, through looking at her, is because she deserves that. It's as simple as that. She deserves your full loving attention, your tender love. And if you do feel uncomfortable at first, also know that this is completely normal and there is no reason to judge yourself. It just takes love, patience, and compassion with yourself. So when exploring your yoni, it is also helpful to keep a journal and start noting what you see and how you feel when you look at her. And the thing I also love doing is giving her a name. Giving her a name also really honors her and honors her presence, honors her power. Now, the second way to start loving and developing this beautiful relationship with your yoni is to start looking at other yonis. We have basically come to know our yonis through unrealistic images of her. We've come to know her, or not at all, through false expectations, especially through pornography, which gives us women this lack of education, even men, a lack of education of what a yoni really looks like and the diversity of shapes that there is with every woman. So to help us move through limited ideas about how she looks, it can help to view the diverse type of yonis that actually exist. We need to understand that each of us, beautiful women, are different. Our voices are different. They're all unique to each one of us. Our eyes are different, our bodies. And yes, that means our yonis are different as well. We are not meant to have the same yoni. We're not meant to all have the same shape. So it's important that we have an idea of different yonis to start realizing her beautiful diversity amongst us women. And it has to start with us women. And then in this way, we don't compare ourselves with another woman. Instead, we realize that we are all different and we are all beautiful. And when we start to acknowledge this, we also start to acknowledge our beautiful bodies and the beautiful shapes, the curves that we have, and that we are divinely made, just like this beautiful portal to the goddess. So when I say look at other yonis, I don't necessarily mean that you have to go and look at your best friend's yoni. I mean, if you want, why not? It's in a place of consent and you feel safe to do so. But you can really start to celebrate the yonis and the representations of different yonis through artwork. There are many different artworks that you can start looking into to appreciate the diversity of her. So I'll drop a couple of links for you to look into that, because it can be extremely helpful and healing to see the range of vaginas that exist outside of the world of pornography. Seeing a wide array of yonis with varying colors and sizes and shapes can be very helpful in accepting and embracing your vagina's uniqueness. Now, the third way to start loving yourself through loving your yoni is to affirm yoni mantras or affirmations. Develop a loving relationship with your yoni by affirming yoni mantras. Every day, I'm inviting you to speak beautiful words to yourself and to your yoni. But don't just read them out loud. Really breathe into them. Really feel them as you say them. And as you read these yoni mantras, you may think it's ridiculous, or you may not actually believe them. But just say them to yourself. Trust yourself in the process. Trust your yoni that she's receiving them. And just say them anyway. Say them to yourself and say them to your yoni. And do it often and see how your voice also shifts each day. Breathe in love, compassion, and acceptance, and feel the beautiful effect that this positive energy has on your entire body, including your yoni, when you say your yoni mantras. And you can even say them out loud while looking at your yoni, or you can say them out loud by just cupping her with your hands. So when I say cupping, you can just place your palm and you can slide your palm right under, and you can do it right now if you feel called to do that. And if not, if you feel like just placing both hands on top gently, you can do that also. And just say them during the day wherever you can, maybe when you start your day, but ensure that you do repeat these words daily and start to see the subtle shifts in your life. Now, here are some of my favorite affirmations that you can say, and you can do that right now. My yoni is beautiful. And say it with a smile. I am grateful for what my yoni teaches me. My yoni is my sacred temple. Breathe into this. My yoni is perfect just as she is. Just relax. Relax your yoni. I embrace and accept my yoni. My yoni is sacred. And you can say these every day, or you can make up your own, whatever moves through you. Because we have neglected the yoni for far too long. So when we say these words of affirmations, we can start practicing self-acceptance and start to open up the throat chakra. Your yoni or your vagina and your throat are directly linked. So there is a lot of power in your words and saying them out loud. Saying them with such power and knowing in yourself. If you want to be truly sexually liberated and completely connected to your erotic side, the first step, sister, is accepting the parts of yourself, all of yourself, including your genitals. We cannot neglect this life-giving power of ours. So the process of accepting your vagina requires patience, compassion, and love, as I mentioned. So go easy on yourself. Be proud of every little bit of progress that you make along the way, and notice how your voice shifts every day that you repeat these affirmations to yourself and to your yoni. Now, the fourth way to start loving your yoni, to start developing this beautiful relationship with her, is to treat your yoni as your best girlfriend. And I did mention this a little bit before. We have to start getting used to speaking to her in a way of absolute respect. Yes, just like you would speak to your best girlfriend. She's your sacred gatekeeper to pleasure and to your beauty, to your life, to your radiance. So let's start showing her the respect that she deserves. Let's start honoring her for her glorious presence. And a beautiful place to start is to not bring any derogatory towards her and start getting used to reclaiming the words yoni, vagina, and even pussy. Let's shift our own feeling and perspective around this word pussy and reclaim it. Let's take our power back through reclaiming the pussy. And let's turn this into a positive experience. So we have to start developing this love relationship with her, because she will grant you every desire and wish when you do tune into her. This is how you start to know and listen to your yeses and to your nos. So start treating her as your best girlfriend. The fifth way to start loving your yoni is to allow your partner to look at your yoni. There is nothing more than your partner loves on your body than your vagina. And I don't blame them. It's beautiful, it's mysterious, it carries your universe. So offering your partner permission to look at your yoni is offering him the world, your universe. This is the most intimate way that you can really connect with your partner, because it takes a lot of trust, vulnerability, and just a sense of softness between both of you. So ask your Yoni first if she's ready to be looked at. Wait for the initial yes or no, and you will know. Just really trust that first response that you receive. You can lie on your back, you can spread your legs, and your partner can sit in front of you, and ask your partner to describe the shape or the texture and color of your yoni. And this also develops a lot of trust between both of you as well. And tell them to be really honest without being critical or judgmental. So this really invites in that sense of love into the experience. And again, this also helps you to develop the communication, to communicate with one another with love, with appreciation, with respect. And it can be such a magical, mystical experience that you build together. And it will help you realize your beauty through your partner's eyes, because your partner is your divine mirror. They will reflect to you your beauty, your truth, if you are open to it, if you allow them. Now, you might also like to do this once you both have had a loving shower together. And if you're feeling a little extra courageous, I can invite you to look at your yoni together. So with your partner sitting behind you, you can sit back in their lap. So they open their legs, you sit back, and you can hold your hand mirror, and you both look at your yoni together. You might want to set the mood with some incense, with some candles, play some beautiful, delicious music, and together describe what you see with the same love, with the same non-judgmental, honest observations. And if this all seems too much for you, I do encourage you to start just getting naked in front of your partner. Start dropping away the shame around your body and your yoni and your sexual expression just by being naked in front of them, and witness and receive the beautiful compliments that your partner is always there wanting to share with you. Start practicing the art of receiving. This is the power of your yoni as well. She receives, and she teaches you that the feminine is about receiving. The feminine energy is a receptive one. So it is time that we fill her up with beautiful, loving, compassionate words and energy, and that we trust ourselves to receive. We trust her to also receive what she's deserving of receiving, and that's love and pleasure. And she will just love you for that. Now, the sixth and last way to start loving yourself through your yoni, to start developing this love relationship with her, is to look out for how your yoni responds when she's triggered by external portrayals. During your process of learning to fully love and accept your vagina, I invite you to pay close attention to the images that you allow yourself to be exposed to. As I mentioned, your yoni is very receptive, and she will pick up on situations and events that can be triggering to your feminine. And this can include things that maybe you watch in movies, or images that portray sex or a woman's body in a demeaning way, in a way that doesn't feel true to your heart. So your yoni will pick up on this. She will also respond to these images that don't feel aligned. Awareness is everything. So start developing this awareness, and she will usually speak to you through your body. So maybe you start to hold pain during sex. Maybe you feel tight in your stomach. Maybe you do tend to tense your belly or tend to tense your vagina, and you don't even realize it. So notice when you are doing these things. It's all about awareness. And as mentioned, the vagina is a place of giving and receiving, physically and energetically. And a lot of the time when we come into contact with the vagina, it's not always in the way of tenderness. So even if we do have sex and our vagina is not always prepared, or we feel that no, and then we ignore that no, we can carry that experience as memory within her. And when we put all of these experiences to the side, or we suppress these feelings or tension, we carry that in the body, and it does cause the tightness, it does cause the tension or numbness. And the way we hold tension in the vagina then impacts the way that we hold tension in the rest of our body. So start to notice if you are withholding, if you are feeling numb, if you are feeling pain there. And these are just messages that she has for you to start tuning into her. Messages, maybe she's desiring for you to just develop this relationship with her. Maybe she is asking you to listen or to soften. So part of this journey is to really tune into her, to listen to her. And somatic practices can really help with this. The de-armoring yoni massage, as I mentioned before, can be a really beautiful way to release a lot of this tension or the numbness. And of course, if you require that support in this, or would like to be held in a sacred, safe container to do this, I invite you to join Feminine Remembrance, Come Home to Yourself. And we do this with other sisters, where a lot of healing takes place as well when we do this together. So we not only create ritual to look at her with loving eyes, but we also engage in touch, in sacred touch, in the de-armoring yoni practice. Now, sister, if you are here watching this still, I am wanting to share my deepest gratitude towards you. You are so deeply courageous, and I'm so proud of you for desiring to embrace your feminine power on a deeper level. It takes dedication, devotion, and courage and commitment to wholly connect to your erotic self. It takes a lot of diving into all of this shame and unlayering ourselves to reveal our great beauty and radiance. If you have been living with negative self-talk surrounding your body and your vagina, and you're holding on to these limited ideas, this process may feel difficult at first, but please know that I believe in you. And I'm here every step of the way supporting you in this. Remember to check out my programs, because it is so important to be held in these spaces where we can really journey together to come home to who we truly are, in this self-acceptance, to come into this place of deep love and surrender and honor of the woman that we really are at the heart level. And magic really happens when we are in this group container together. Let me know which step you are going to start really committing yourself or wanting to explore a little bit further, and share with us in the comments, yeah, which one really resonated with you. I'd love to know. And if you loved this episode, make sure to like it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, I just love receiving all of your comments and emails. And I'm just so grateful that you're here in this community, receiving this beautiful message and wisdom of the feminine, and remembering and reawakening this within you also. My name is Jessica Angelari. Thank you so much, sister. Mwah. All my love to you.